Yo, yo, yo.
What's poppin'?
Happy 103 and welcome to Brooklyn Boys Radio. It's 103 degrees today.
It's hot. You know what I did? I went outside. I went back in the crib.
You know what I did? I stayed in the crib until I had to leave the crib.
You know something though? I ain't gonna lie to you though. When I went outside though, it was hot initially, and it was hot throughout the day. But it was, for some reason, it was like a good heat to me. Like long as you wasn't in the sun and you had like a shade, it was still like the humidity wasn't crazy.
It wasn't crazy. That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
the
the thing.
humidity
Because
was
you know
crazy.
when the humidity's crazy,
Yeah.
you get all sticky and all of that. You start sweating
Yeah.
and it can't evaporate. It just
Because I felt like there was
can't
more
deal with
humidity
that.
over the weekend. I was sweating like crazy. But I went outside today a couple of times, like on the porch and in the shade. I was cool. It was good.
It's 90 degrees in the shade before I catch blood in my blade. Who that?
I don't know.
Keith Murray.
Sound like some Keith Murray shit. So what's good, man?
You know. What's good with you?
I'm here.
How's your mental health? Because it's still men's mental health
Men's
month.
Health Month, right? Yeah, it's still that. Mental health is good. You know, I was upset though. And that's what I wanted to tell you. I didn't put that in the notes. I was upset. And this is for New York City police. A couple of years ago, I don't know if we had this conversation on the show because it was a couple of years ago, but I remember y'all was messing with the kids selling the water. Right? I remember we talking about that, but I don't know if that was here or just one of our general conversations.
No, I think we had an episode where, because we had a video where they were like bugging
Kids and shit, right? And I'm like so upset and annoyed because I didn't understand, like, why would you stop these little kids from getting their money on the street? They ain't harming nobody. They trying to make an honest living. And, you know, it looked like it slowed down for a while. Not because of our words. Maybe people in the city were just saying, you know, whatever. But then I was outside this weekend and I drove past 3 undercover cars with like lights in it. Like they had like these Jeeps. I don't remember what kind of Jeeps they were. They were like Jeeps though. And they had like these red lights, but I'd never seen these cars before. They're like Chevys, something like that. I've never seen these type of
Was it ICE?
undercover. No, I don't think it was ICE. And they had pulled over on 3 separate blocks. And this is the problem I had too, because they was on dead-end blocks. So why I'm saying that is because what was going on, they wasn't in pedestrian neighborhoods. They wasn't bothering nobody. They was doing what they was doing. You ever seen those vans that be washing the cars?
Yeah.
Right? They got them all over New York City. I don't know if you have them. They put like a water tank in their car. They have all the material to clean your car, to detail your car.
Yeah, they'll come right in front of
Front of
your house,
do it
and
for
detail
you.
your car, yeah.
So
The
apparently,
mobile detailing.
apparently that's illegal now.
Is it?
Yes. So they was in there busting the tanks of the cars, literally. Busting.
Who are they hurting? Was it they're not paying taxes? I mean, they're not registered businesses? I don't understand. Why is that illegal? Are people drowning when they're detailing cars? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, and I don't understand. Like, we live in an economy right now, Mo, where people can't find jobs. And, you know, everything is sky high. Why would you stop a man who washing a car or stop kids selling wood? I don't understand. Why do you care? I know there's rules, right? But it's so much other shit y'all could be doing. Why would you put the manpower to stop niggas from washing cars, bro? Like, I don't... I'm trying to figure it out.
As far as the washing car thing, I could more understand the logic because that's a grown adult. But what I can't understand under no circumstances, children, right? Like kids basically set up lemonade stands outside their home, right? They don't pay taxes and nothing. Nobody cares. You understand? So I don't understand why little black kids want to sell water and it's a problem.
Yeah, I just don't understand none of it, period. I don't care if you're an adult. Like, yo, these niggas could be committing murders, committing robberies. Like, yo, if you out the way and you doing what you, take that taxpayer money and go do something else, bro, more constructive. Like, to go see them, like, they was literally busting they was like, yeah, y'all niggas never going back to business. They, you know, it's a big-ass water tank in there. They busting the water tanks, the water's spilling out of the car.
But let me tell you what's even worse. They get a kick out of that.
Yeah, that shit, y'all suckers for that shit, man.
Cops are down low sociopaths.
Y'all seen I seen a video too of this week. It was, I know they don't want guys on the street with the food, like
Yeah, they don't want that. Yeah, they don't want you grilling.
grilling. Cool, but I really don't got a problem with
Who
that.
does that hurt? Either.
Cool. If you say the drinking, I get it.
The drinking I get.
I get it.
But the food,
they
I don't
outside
understand.
giving out food, eating food in front of the crib. Some of them niggas turned over the table.
What happened to wanting communities to come together? Because that, what people don't understand, what got lost with no more block parties is a lot of community, right? Because block parties was about community, right? You got to hang out on your block.
They still have them. They just close them down mad early now.
I'm just saying, but they not as rampant as it used to be.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Block parties weren't about drinking, smoke. That was about community.
Yeah, I don't understand. The cops came over, they pulled the table, they spilled all the food, the macaroni, they just threw it. And it's like he was hyped to do it. Like,
This is what I'm saying.
like, I'm like, yo, this nigga must have been so pussy
Power,
in school.
yeah,
Like,
because
you just, it's nothing powerful about that.
Nope.
It's about a conversation. Look, guys, look, man, we can't really have this on the block, right? So listen, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you a chance to like put this shit away.
Yeah, exactly.
Feed whoever you're
Take it
gonna feed,
home, do what
take
y'all
your
gonna do,
last
take
bit
it
of
home,
food.
bro.
We
Y'all got an hour.
We're gonna spin around the block a couple of times and we're gonna come back.
But that's
Do me
how
a favor.
that's how you build a relationship with the community. But
that shit is crazy,
But
bro.
that's the thing. That's not their goal, bro. Their goal is to be feared. Their goal isn't to build community relations or nothing like that, bro. Like,
Yeah, that was sad when I saw that, man. Sad when I saw that this weekend. I was just upset by that. I'm like, yo, I don't understand why the police would even go that hard to damage that.
Because the police has always been going that hard, Styles.
And like I said, man,
it's
it
not
was,
surprising.
You know where that shit was at? You know, like behind, like behind where like gateways at with no residents.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing back there. Why you care? There's nobody back here. It ain't interrupting traffic. It ain't interrupting bus. Ain't niggas just washing the car.
That's called power tripping.
Yeah.
That's called power tripping.
So let the people get their money, man. It's hard enough as it is out here.
Yes, it
For
is.
y'all to come out here and just bust some balls.
This is one of the toughest economies right now.
And they're gonna do it the right way, kind of just figure out their life. They ain't robbing, stealing nobody. Let them just do what they gotta do, bro. For real. But anyway, on another note, do you know I was reading this? They said 80% of children, urban children, don't get arrested. I think it was something like 90% don't do drugs.
Yeah, but I've been knew that. I mean, that's something.
Despite the stereotypes, you know what I mean?
That's something I've been saying for a very long time. Like, the reality is, I wouldn't even say it's 10%. It's 5% of the hood, right? I'll say 10% of the hood is outside, and maybe 3 to 2% is actually in the real streets. Because being outside ain't the same as being in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? But they try to put up this perception, or they try to push this narrative like the hood is full of criminals, when that's not true. The majority of the hood is hardworking civilians.
Nah, I definitely agree with that. But a lot of you see kids every day go to school by the boatloads. Kids are gonna fight. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's
but
what
that
kids
don't-
do, especially
it don't
boys.
It don't make them criminals and nothing like that. So, a lot of times when they paint the picture of black kids in the hood, it's like they say, it's a couple, bad apples that spoils the bunch.
The bunch.
You know what I mean? But they constantly show our neighborhoods, but you don't really show other places. You know what I mean? Where there's places where more concentrated white people live at, there's white on white crime.
A lot more. Well, I'll say this: in white neighborhoods, it's a lot more drug use among the youth.
Yeah. Listen, man. It's so funny. I remember when Sid was going to high school, and she was going, it was like a culture shock for her. Even though she went to like a junior high school that was half and half black and half white. That was crazy. But when she went to high school, it was more white. It was like 70-30 white and black. And she was like, Dad, all them kids in there just do drugs.
They use,
hardcore drugs.
Black kids might smoke weed, but
they ain't
they
going past the weed. And I
don't know. Well, in the last 10 years,
people been doing pills and stuff like that. But she was just like, yo, the white kids, they just do everything over there.
And that's
Dad.
so foreign to us. Like,
Yeah, we don't even get into that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, to see that statistic come out, and I just hope that people really talk more about that. Like our kids are out here really striving to do. I know, do what they got to do, but y'all pick a couple of things. You turn on the news, you see somebody shooting somebody, and I don't know if it's just like that here, cause we live in New York City, or is it like that in Kansas too? Is it like that in Arkansas? Like, do you show the white people that's on fentanyl and do all kind of shit? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? So.
no.
Yeah, I don't know if they show those other things.
It's about pushing the narrative, man. It's always going to be what it's going to be, and at the end of the day, America has this obsession with painting the black community as the bad guy. That's the reality.
Yeah, unfortunately. So check this out. We still in what is it called?
Men's mental health.
Men's Mental Health Month in June, right? So I saw this study.
How's your mental health?
You asked me that already.
I'm asking you again because it's Men's Mental Health Month.
My mental health is good.
Okay. I see you in your bright yellow shirt.
I'm happy today. Happy trying some. I'll be trying colors in the summertime. You know what I mean? They were saying that not 15. They were saying that loneliness. When you're lonely, you by yourself, you ain't got nobody.
I'm Mr. Lonely.
Study says that it's like
somebody.
it's worse than smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Yeah, because it causes cortisol in the body, which is a stress hormone, and that breaks down your organs, and that can cause a lot of issues.
So, those people that feeling lonely, I'm gonna tell you something. A time in my life, I think I told the story before, when I was going through one of the most depressing times of my life, and I didn't have nowhere to go. I was in the crib every day. I told y'all, like, my daughter would come, Daddy, you home again? I ain't had no money coming in. I was like, yeah, I gotta get out of here. And I used to just be depressed on the couch or go in my room. Sometimes I cry about my situation to myself and cry myself asleep and acting like if I just sleep.
This nigga said he cried himself to
Yeah,
sleep.
son.
I ain't mad at you though.
Hey, that's what happened, man. I would cry myself to sleep and wake up and like, yo, this bad nightmare is over. And I wake up and it's still here.
You still in this shit.
Still in that motherfucker. And you know what I did was, right? At the time, I was fairly new still in the church. I didn't know too many people. I had started doing the food pantry on Tuesdays, helping the mothers in the church. And it became like an escape.
Just so you can get out the house.
Just like I get out the house. It was somewhere that wasn't too far. And next thing you know, pantry was Tuesday. I was coming in Wednesday. Tuesday night prayer. They had Tuesday night prayer. Then Wednesday I come back to clean the bathrooms, the sanctuary, like just clean, like
Just volunteering.
Just volunteering to do something, you know what I mean? And that gave me a lot of peace, bro. And not only that,
because it gave you purpose. You had something to do.
It gave me something to do, and it gave me, some people, whoever was walking by in the church, I got to know people and talk to people. Like, it gave me a peace of mind, and nobody knew what was going on.
You know what's the weird thing with men? If you want to cure depression in a man, give him something to do.
Yeah,
like,
it just gave me something to do. It gave me something not to think about what was going on.
But I don't even think. And see, let's dig deeper. I don't even think it was about it being a distraction. I think it was about, because that's what's at the root of us as men. It was about you feeling needed, right? And
Probably so.
Yeah, and you feeling like, yo, I serve a purpose. You understand what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, you serving a purpose, and that's why I always say, people don't understand that masculinity is not selfish. Masculinity is a nurturing force, because masculinity only gets service through service in others. So through service in others, it refueled you.
Yeah, it definitely gave me a lot of refueling, man. And another study that I saw, since we're still on this topic, was men that have money problems. They normally hide it.
Hide it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was doing, right? Like, I was hiding the fact, because I didn't know what to do. So it's hard to come home as a man, right? And you come home and your money's messed up. How do you tell your baby, yo, I ain't got it? Like, sometimes I had to say, yo, baby, I can't get that right now. But you can't go, yo, I can't pay the bills. Like, you try everything. You try to exhaust every option before you look at your significant other in the face and go, yo, I can't pay the bills.
But you know
what I'm saying? Or I don't got it. Like, you know how many times it took me, like I don't even know how many times because I would fight, do everything in my power to make sure I had the money, bro. If I gotta go borrow something from my man real quick, yo, let me call my pop, see if he got
But
something.
then you start running out of avenues because you tapped
Yo,
every
yo,
single
my dude,
resource.
yo, God was so good to me, man. Like I tell you, that's why I believe in God so crazy. Because I remember one time, the mortgage was due. I was in a bind.
God's timing is amazing.
Yo, listen, bro. Listen, yo, Mo. I told this story before. I don't know if I told the story fully here before, but I remember one time I was in a bind. When I'm telling you I was in a bind, I had just got out of foreclosure. And when I got out of the foreclosure, there's a period, whoever been in foreclosure, and that was like the worst time of my life, right? Because even when I came home from the church, it was a quick reminder because there's 1,000, like they put your business on Front Street. Everybody trying to buy your house, a cash buyout, cash buyout. I'm getting letters from the
Constant reminders.
From the bank. It's constant reminders. So it doesn't help the situation. And yo, bro, I went through foreclosure. The judge found me worthy to go through what they call that a modification.
Okay.
But you can't be late or miss a payment for 18
Because you want to plan. Because you want to plan.
18 months. Yo, bro, I'm like at the last 2 months, a month or so. Yo, dog, I exhausted everything. I've done work. Shout out to True. True is Little Mama's. The artist Little Mama. That's her pops. True, I had called True because I know her father from when I was little, you know what I mean? And True got a construction company. Like he got construction all over demo work. And I called True and I'm like, yo, True, B, I'm messed up. And True, that's my brother, but it ain't my brother I called for like, yo, I got for cash. You know what I'm saying? You know you got friends, but I had no avenues. Shout out to True. And I called True and I told True what I was going through. True said, Styles, come see me. I went to go see True. True, that for that first that month before what popped off for me, he said, yo, here go 2,500. I'm like, you gave me 2,500 for, like, yeah, I got you. Just take the 2,500. When I gotta pay, when you get it, just holler at me. Like, this nigga, I ain't never asked for $1. He ain't never asked me for $1. I just knew he had a construction company. And then
You was asking him more for an opportunity to make money.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, I said, I want to work though. He said, you sure you want to kind of do this work? I'm like, yo, true. I ain't got no choice. Like, I got to do something. So he gave me an opportunity to go work too. So he gave me the 2,500, gave me a little opportunity to work. But Mo, I'm behind. The light's about to cut off. I'm driving a hoopty. Like, yo, it's bad, bro. When I'm telling you it's bad, it's bad. It don't get no badder than this. An opportunity come for me, and I ain't got no money to pay the mortgage. I can't ask nobody for money because I still got to pay niggas back. So now I'm ass out. These white boys, I want to lose some weight, so I went down to this place called Nutrimos. And when I went to Nutrimos, I said, they telling me about weight loss and shit. You got to watch a 20-minute video, and they give you a free consultation. So I learned so much shit in the music business. I told the nigga that had me watching, and he said, yo, I said, how much is it? I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. Nigga said 2,100. Nigga, I ain't got popped with 21 what? I thought you were going to say $200 or $500, 2,100. So I start talking mad shit, man. I'm like, yo, you know something, man? This is cool, but that video y'all give people to watch is stupid. It was like, I was like, yo, listen, how y'all marketing this shit is stupid. The retention time that people have to take to watch that, nobody's watching that video. I said, yo, the radio station this is playing on, how much you getting per listen? They was like, yo, we getting 30,000 impressions. I'm like, yo, you gotta have like 1 to 2 to 3 million people listen to that. That shit is whack for the money you pay. I'm telling, he looking at me like, I'm like, what? So the motherfucker go, yo, you wanna work for me? I said, hell no, I don't wanna work for you. Nigga, I need all the money I can get, right? So he's like, yo, let me call my boss. I said, because I can't work for you, but you can, I can consult. So he's like, let me call my boss. I said, you ain't even the boss. You offered me shit. So to call the boss, long story short, I tell the boss the same shit. Boss said, yo, put a deck together for me and let me know what you could do. I go home. With my nigga Mo, I go home. All I need is $3,000. I don't care about nothing. I just need $3,000 by Monday. Monday, Tuesday, whatever that day was, I needed $3,000. So I don't know how to write a deck. I don't even know what a deck is. I never seen a deck. Like, if I seen it, I didn't even know that's what it was called.
I thought decking was snuffing.
Yeah, so I called Teddy, right? I go, yo, Teddy, I need this deck done, yo. I'm gonna charge this nigga $3,000. I got a plan. I knew the plan in my head though. I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I didn't know how to
you ain't know how to put it on paper.
But I knew if you gave me the opportunity to execute it, I was gonna get it done. Right? So Teddy goes, yo, I said, how much you charge to help me, Ted? Teddy gonna tell me some bullshit ass number like $4,000. I said, yo, this nigga fucking crazy. I'm in my feelings, but I'm like, yo, all I'm trying to do is get $3,000. Why this nigga charge me $4,000? So I hang up the phone and I'm pissed. Faye's on in the crib. Faye's on upstairs. He hear me barking at Teddy like. So Faye's on, yo, Tariq. Yo, let me ask you something, man. Why you always praying to God? You always asking him for the bare minimum, $3,000. If your God's so big, once you asking for more than what you need, and see if he bless you like that.
Mr. Zahn.
So in my head, a light bulb went off, right? I'm like, ding, this nigga right? Maybe I should put God to the test. So I go back on the phone, I call Teddy back. All right, cool. So how much should I charge if I don't charge $3,000? Teddy said, something like this, you should be charging at least $15,000. That's what my fee included. Like a total should be like 15, maybe, and then you make sure they gotta hire you for 6 months because nobody gonna really see the totality of your work.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a while. None of this shit I know is unbeknownst to me. I don't know none of this shit. So I said, all right, cool. I just knew I could get the spots, the radio spots at Hot 97 and the radio spots at motherfucking Power 105. I knew I could call Cypher. He needed to lose some weight. This nigga, that nigga, Flex, all this. So I'm like, I could get in touch with these guys. Yo, you know, we walked into that meeting. Asking these white men that never, I'm from the hood, nigga. I went to this, you know what I'm saying? I said, yo, I gave him a proposal, a deck that was for $60,000. It was 60 or 65, $65,000 a month, every month for the next 6 months. Yo, presumptuous as a motherfucker. Like, that shit was crazy. Like, now that I think about it.
Why was it crazy?
Because
it was crazy because you didn't know your value.
Yeah, and I'm going, I'm sitting there and I'm going, and I'm sorry for being long-winded. I just want to tell you the story.
You are being very long-winded, by the way.
Sorry, but I think the people will enjoy it. I think they enjoy the story. I think they enjoy it. And it's man.
Okay, B. Simone.
Fuck you. We gonna get to that too. This ain't no B. Simone shit here. But I went in there and the nigga tells me they love the plan. I talk it up. Them niggas love it. They love the deck. Teddy did his thing. I said, them niggas said, yo, give us like 5 minutes. We gotta go talk amongst ourselves. They left. 2 white men came back.
And I know before they came back, you was like, Teddy, you done fucked up. You made me ask for all this
No,
goddamn money.
that's not what happened. They came back and they said to me, well, we love the plan. We love the idea. We think this will work. But unfortunately, we can't afford $65,000 a month. So I start kicking Teddy over the table like, you stupid motherfucker. Like, this nigga, I said, all right.
I just needed $3,000.
All I need is $3,000. My mortgage is due the next day. It's due the next day. Yo, Mo, I start kicking Teddy, and I just put my head down. I said, all right, no problem, man. Then, you know, better luck next time. We probably figure out something, you know what I mean, when you guys are ready. He said, nah, but we want to figure out, can we spend $50,000 a month? I said, Teddy, you think we can do 50,000? So let me tell you, act like we fake talking.
No, that's when you go, we can readjust things to make it fit that number.
Yo, my nigga, I walked out of there that day with a check for $50,000. I wrote a check to the bank, telling the bank that I had the money, and I'm like, yo, this $50,000 check better clear by Monday before the bank check clear, you know what I'm saying? So say all that to say, you know, when you put yourself in a position to perform, sometimes you got to go out there and perform. And I know God is just real for me because I went out there and did something, but I had to be active to go even find it. And sometimes a lot of us don't even get active to find it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us just kind of sit there and worry. You know, more, I went to hell and high water to figure it out. And then I also knew this. They damn near tried to take the crib. I bounced back. I get the modification. I can't afford the modification. I bounce back. Ever since then, anything that come to me, I go, if God did it before, He do it again.
Do it again, of course. God ain't never let you down.
So I don't never worry as much as I worry. So men, the moral of the story, if you're worrying, one, go to your local gym. That's another thing that got me out of depression. Start going to the gym. Get a $10 membership to Planet Fitness somewhere, and just hang out in the gym. Start talking to people.
It's 3 things they say that get a man out of depression.
Mm-hmm.
It's making money, having something to do, and working out. It's those 3 things. But I will also say this, because I've been in some tight situations in my lifetime. A lot of times men don't share what their financial situation is, not even because they're embarrassed, but because of the fact that you're looked at as Superman, right? And once, whether it be your significant other, your partner, whoever is aware, they kind of go into a stressed out frenzy that puts even more stress on your back. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times, them knowing disturbs your peace to a point where now it's 10 times worse, because every day it's, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Whereas it's like, goddamn, I just need room to think, you know? But at the end of the day, you should be able to share with your partner what's going on. I know that we're men, and I know that we like to keep up this image of strength. I always say, every man is Superman in his relationship, and if the world thought the world was ending, and they looked in Superman's eyes, and they saw hopelessness, or they saw, oh my God, we all gonna die, the world gonna lose it, you know?
Yeah, but you're right, though. Sometimes your significant other has to be the person that's speaking words of affirmation to you. It has to be.
It's not always the case.
Yeah, they got to tell you, it can't be the worry word.
I think but a lot of times it's a woman's nature.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not,
know?
but sometimes if you're panicking, you might kill both of us.
Yeah.
It's like, you ever seen people that
If
drown?
somebody's drowning, they take you
right?
under.
They take you under. If that person is panicking, y'all both gonna die, because more than likely that person's gonna tire you out. They're gonna tire themselves out, and y'all both gonna sink, and you're gonna go from exhaustion trying to save a person. The best thing they tell you to do is stay calm.
Of course, but you also have to understand that the way women are wired, they need safety and security.
No, I get it.
So they don't like uncertainty, and they don't like when things aren't sure.
No, and I totally get that. But you got to be sure in the partner that you pick.
And that's the thing. It's not about being sure. It's about believing in the person you are with. Because, you know, I've had this conversation with people that I've been with where it's like, yo, there's not a time that I said I'm gonna take care of it that I didn't take care of it. So why is it that when I tell you, I don't give a damn what everything looks like. If I tell you I got it, then believe that I got it.
You know what I gotta say, and I know we gotta go into the other topics, but you know what I gotta say though? I don't know if every man possesses that, you know, because I know some women gonna be out there shaking head, but every man. I'm really a stickler. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna figure out how to get it done.
Nigga, I'm gonna get it done, bro.
Yeah, like, I could be broke, I could be rich, anything could be happening.
And I can't even take credit for that, because a large majority of that is the man
above. Yes.
You know what I mean? But he always come through for me.
But I believe that what the word say, faith is dead without works. If you put forth the work and you got that faith that it's gonna get done, God will work in your favor more. So if you don't believe and you're not putting forth no work, like, I'm a stickler of that. Like, once I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna figure it out. And if I can't do it, I'm gonna communicate it and say, yo, I didn't figure this out, but I'm gonna take care of this, and I'm gonna come back to that. Like,
it's always gonna get done.
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
It may not get done as quick as you want it to, but it's always going to get taken care of. It's always gotten taken care of.
100%.
Like that's something I take pride in. You know, I always say, like, in my relationships, a lot of time my partner doesn't understand the route that I'm taking or what I'm doing, and I'm quick to go, you know what, whether you understand or not, thank me later, right? Because I know I'm going to come through. This is what I do.
Uh-huh.
Like, This is because the truth is I have no choice other than to come through.
I
Like,
come from nothing.
yeah,
When I mean
bro.
nothing, I come
Like,
from love and family. When I mean come from nothing, I come from the hood. We lived in the basement apartment. You know what I'm saying? Majority of my life I lived in the basement. You know what I mean? I got a high school education, and to get to where I'm at now, it's only by the grace of God and my perseverance. Like to keep trying to keep pursuing what it is that I'm after, and don't take no for an answer.
and in the lady's defense, I will say, if you have a man that's constantly making promises that he doesn't deliver on,
Yeah.
I can totally understand
Understand
you
that, yeah.
having no faith in him.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you have a man that is constantly coming through, that is constantly figuring it out, I need you to understand that the only way to continue to strengthen him is to have some belief in him, man. Because what happens is when you start questioning his judgment, even though he constantly comes through, he constantly figures it out, you make him begin to question his own competency. You make it harder for him, in all honesty, because he begins to wonder, like, yo, am I even worthy of leadership? Because I'm with this person that I've been leading and I've been proving myself, but for some reason, they still don't want to follow my lead. You know?
Yeah. So in some celebrity news, real quick. So I seen this the other day with Jim Jones. He was with Fat Joe and
And
Jadakiss, and they was having a discussion about Nas. Then he went on Shannon Sharp and continued discussion about him and Nas. And he had made some claims that his numbers are better than Nas' numbers. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of took that back. And then, I even seen him go against Shannon Sharp and was just basically like, yo, I could work out better than you.
Oh my God.
Jim had a rough week this week. Then Summer Jam, they cut his mic off. And I'm not mad at Jim for believing in yourself. Like, I commend somebody that's gonna bet on themselves. I'm not mad at that. Sometimes we got to be honest with ourselves too.
But I think
the Nas conversation was kind of crazy to me. I didn't understand. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Dipset had a lot of people following him. I think Jim had a great run, like by himself. Like I seen what they did with Jim. Not a lot of people probably don't understand. Like, he was in charge of Asylum Records that was under Joey Aid and Ty Moskowitz over at Atlantic. They made him like the president or something like that, where he helped usher in a lot of new artists and shit like that. So he definitely had impact. But you don't mistake your success and all the dope shit that you did and go, yo, I'm better than Nas. Nas is like arguably
one of the pioneers,
one of the top ones or two. You know what I'm saying?
But let's go.
Or top 2 or 3, 1, 2, or 3 on the list in some people's eyes, right? Like, so I don't even know how you even had that conversation about Nas. And I'm not the biggest Nas fan, but for me, I know the impact of Nas, and I know the skill level of Nas is like you can't. You know what I'm saying?
I have a couple of things to say. I mean, in his defense, Jim didn't bring up that point. It was a young dude. I forgot what podcast the young dude was on that said that Jim Jones was more influential, whatever than Nas.
But he just took it
and
somewhere else.
And then he took it somewhere else. But the other point is this: I think that speaks to one of the issues with our community, with us as a people, right? One thing I've always said is I don't care how much money you get. I don't care how much fame you get. Nothing is ever going to make your father become your son. That's the reality. You understand what I mean? And I say that to say, I don't know why it is when it comes to hip hop, we have such a problem paying homage to those that came before us. I just don't get it. Like,
I think he thought he was paying homage.
No, but when you look at rock and roll, right? The Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, those bands are basically off limits, bro. Like, yo, whether you're talking about the Beatles, whether you're talking about Ozzy Osbourne, right? The bands of today are great in their own, but they will never, ever overstep as far as what came before them.
And I think that was the problem with Jim.
They pay homage to that.
Just paid homage to Nas, kept it there.
And I think we need to realize, right? Like, for instance, I'll say this. Me, myself, I have no big homies. I don't believe in that big homie bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
You a big homie, nigga. Fuck you talking
out of here.
about?
I'm a grown-ass man,
Whatever,
never
nigga.
been part of a gang. Like, I don't believe in that big homie shit. But I will say this. And, and I've always said this to you. My cousin Rob, right? Like, he turned me out to the streets, right? That was like my big bro. That was who held me down when I was younger. And Rob is always going to be my big brother, right? Like, I'm always going to pay homage to Rob. I don't care how much money I get. I don't care how much attention I get. Rob is always going to be Rob. And it doesn't take anything away from me as a man to pay homage to him. I think, as a matter of fact, it speaks even more to how much I'm comfortable in my own skin as a man to be able to pay homage to him, right? Because at the end of the day, through giving him respect, is going to make him respect me even more. You get where I'm coming from? And I just don't understand this thing with our community where it's like a little bit of money or a little bit of attention will make you think that you're greater than what inspired you, what came before, what laid down the ground that you're walking on has been set by this person that you're basically trying to shit on, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
I think that he could have bigged up Nas.
Yo, shout out to my cousin Rob, man. Yo, Rob, what up?
Man, shout out to Rob. I just think he could have bigged up Nas and not put himself in competition with Nas. You know what I mean? And still talked about himself if he wanted to talk about himself on a different caliber. You know what I mean? Even with the Shannon Sharp thing, he was like his podcast, like he arguably have one of the best podcasts that's out there, right? Like right now, always something happening on that podcast. And like you don't like, yo, listen, you a guest on the show, my nigga. Like chill out. Maybe you and Shannon, kill the ego. Maybe you could have got some workout shit with Shannon and make your workout shit even hotter. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's crazy?
Like, yo, come on,
what's
man.
crazy is your General Cameron, when he spoke about the Nas battle, was like, I knew I wasn't going to beat this nigga. Like, this is Nas, nigga, but I couldn't just not. You know what I'm saying? I throw my hat in the ring because the nigga said some shit about me, but I knew I wasn't going to win that because this Nas.
Because gotta respond, but he gave it up.
But he gave it up like, nah, nigga, you know who you talking about? You talking about Nas Escobar.
Let's go. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Nas fan. I was more like a Jay-Z.
Yeah, but you can't deny that man's lyrical skill. You can't deny his impact, his influence.
You can't deny God's son. You can't deny none of them shits. Like it's like Nas is Nas.
It was written. It's my favorite album ever, and I think it was written. I think it was written was better than Illmatic.
Like, so you can't, you just can't like.
If you were selling drugs in the '90s, it was written. Other than Reasonable Doubt was one of your playbooks, man. Man. Like that shit rocked in the Act Legend all day long.
So,
like
you can't deny the Nas, bro. Like it's nothing even to talk about, man. If I ain't arguing about like Biggie, Jay
or Nas.
Pac, and not even Pac for me too, but
Biggie, Jay, and Nas.
For me, like that's the argument.
Yeah.
Like that's the argument. Like anybody.
Whoever said Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas or Jim Jones? Who the fuck ever said that?
Nah, you can't. And then even like with Styles P,
and not to take anything away from Jim, don't get me wrong. Like in the last 10 to 15 years, like Jim has done his thing.
He done his thing. No, he put up numbers. He done his thing.
But listen, just like Styles is nice, the Locks is nice, but guess what? No, they don't come up in the conversation of Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, bro. That's the reality. You understand? Jada is dirty. You understand what I mean? Fab is dirty. Like, but I'm sorry. Like, that's the Mount Rushmore hip hop, my nigga.
That's
like
Mount Rushmore right there. Just leave them niggas.
Leave them niggas alone.
Where they at, bro? Just please leave them niggas where they at. And, be the best at what you can do. You know what I'm saying? And last thing I would say, because, I like Ghost and Ray. I feel like they could rap with Nas. Like I love the records they do, and that you know what I'm saying. But they still ain't Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Like for me, I'm just saying.
Nah.
Purple Tape was one of my favorite albums. Like, but Nah, we're not gonna have
Yo,
that
let me tell you something. I always said this, man. To me, how you could tell a nice rapper is, can a nigga give you a nasty 16 with no metaphors? And Nas could give you a nasty 16 just off of wordplay. Just like Jay, bro. Just straight. And one of the best storytellers ever.
Yeah.
Nas, Big,
Yeah.
like, best storytellers ever,
Just
man.
leave Nas alone, man. Let him.
And you know what too? You know what too? And I think this is something we need to learn, right? In our community. And I think that this was more prevalent when we were young, right? You got the dude that's been on the block for the longest, right? Who did his thing back in the day, and now he an old man or whatever. And now he just doing his thing, right? He come through, he ain't in the streets no more, blah, blah, blah. And the generations before him give him respect because of the path that he has walked. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think that that's what's different now, is that now you got these young kids, they getting a little bit of money, and now they disrespecting that dude.
Disrespected, yeah. Let me tell you something. Like I told you, respect for me never came from money.
Nope.
I might go, oh yeah, I might
There's a lot of corny niggas with money out there, man.
I might admire somebody that got some money, but I admire them how they got the money. Like, yo, that nigga put mad work in, he did whatever.
Yeah.
But respect, you gotta respect the nigga on the bottom of the totem pole, the middle of the totem pole, or the top of the totem pole.
And I'll say it again, there's a lot of corny niggas with money out there. There's a lot of lame niggas with bread out there,
Money don't garner respect.
Money don't make you cool. Money don't
That
get
shit
you.
don't do nothing.
I mean, well, we live in a different time where money does get you respect these days, but it is what it is. I'm a dinosaur.
There's different principles. But anyway, some other celebrity news. Tiffany Haddish said if a woman has more than 2 baby fathers, she has some mental illnesses. And, the reason is because, scientists do say, I've seen this study before too, like when you have, when your child is born, some stem cells are left over from the father inside of the mother, basically. I really don't know I don't remember the article, but I remember reading this article. And some leftover from that father goes into the mother. And it goes to her brain, somewhat, you know what I mean? So that's what she was kind of breaking down. So she basically saying that you got 3, 4, 5 different personalities if you got 5 baby fathers.
Listen.
And it was saying, the study, what she was saying, I seen this in the study too. I wish I should have looked it up before I came here. She was saying in that study, now I don't know how true, factual it is, but it was a scientific study. Like, that's why when you see people say they look alike, it's because when a man ejaculates into you, he's leaving his remnants, his DNA into you.
His DNA.
Yeah, so, and it's different from, all women be like, yo, and I got that part. Well, guys do it, it's different. We don't get ejaculated into.
Yeah.
We do the ejaculate into someone, and we leave that in there. To get something through
There's
a
no
man,
residue. There's no residue
to get
for
something
us.
to a man, urethra is like this small. It's harder to get through, all that sauce into him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I could see where she was coming from. I know. I read the comments. A lot of chicks was pissed off. Some women was yeah, that's so tying. Some people agreed with it, but some women was like, I got 5. One girl's like, I got 5 baby fathers. I ain't trying to hear nothing she said.
Now, this is the thing. Speaking from experience, right? Mm-hmm. I would say my daughter's mother, God bless the dead, it's totally the opposite of what she's saying, right? Like, she had multiple kids. Jamie was very logical, cool as hell, but I don't know if I could base my experience off of one person, because there's an exception to every rule, you understand? And a lot of times when we speak about what is, we're not speaking absolute, because nothing in life is 100%,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if 90% is like that, then you can pretty much say that that's what it is, I mean, she might be right, because as far as my experience, there's only one woman that I know that.
Yeah, but before, forget her, what she was saying. Before that, she even put that statement out. People talk about soul tying all the time.
Yeah, of course, soul ties.
So when you sleeping with multiple people, you soul tie, and this is sometimes why you can't get to success.
That's why women shouldn't try to be men. And let me ask y'all a question too. In the quest for equality and independence, why is it that women only want to emulate men's bad traits. Like, y'all just want the right to sleep with whoever and not be shamed for it. Y'all just want to be able to just be a savage and not care, but y'all don't want the responsibility of provision. Y'all don't want the responsibility of providing protection. Why is it that y'all only want to emulate men's bad characteristics and not the good ones? I don't understand that.
You know, everybody want to do something when they think other people having fun and they being left out of the fun. And I mean, it might look fun to them. Sometimes bad guys look fun. You know what I'm saying? Until you live that life and you go, oh, nah.
There's nothing fun about it, though.
Yeah, but on the outside looking in, it may be fun.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
Everybody wants what they don't have,
Yeah,
right?
so that's probably why. Real quick, let's get into this. How much should a man have in his bank account, or how much should he be making before he consider dating? And I'm talking about grown men.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know for everybody else, but
Is that such a thing?
I think that there is such a thing. I don't know about everyone else. All right. For instance, shout out to my man Mel Carter, right? I don't know if you know Mel. Mel is, I don't even know if he still is, but I know he was like the head of A&R for Republic Records or whatever. So Mel had posted something on his story the other day, and he said, the only thing that's easy is doing nothing, right? And I hit him in the DM, and I'm like, Mel, I don't even know if doing nothing is easy, because that shit causes mental illness, bro. Like, that shit make a nigga go into depression, you know what I'm saying? So then he had hit me, he was like, nah, you absolutely right. You know, he was like, but he said that's only for people like us. He said, believe it or not, Mo, there's people out there that are really cool with doing nothing.
Definitely, all day. Yeah.
You know, and I say that to say, I know for me, there's a certain amount that if my bank account goes under, I start getting anxiety.
Exactly.
Bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? I would have to say, how much a man needs to have to date, I think the amount would need to be whatever it takes for you to be able to pay all of your bills and live comfortably for a year, if you never made $1. And the reason I say that is because shit happens.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in your bank account, but I think a man should just be working. You know what I mean? A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, so I don't know how realistic that is, right?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
American people just live paycheck to paycheck. I think you should have some type of income. I think you should have a place to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like
so why was it okay that the woman could be homeless?
I never said she could be homeless.
Yes, you did. We spoke about it last episode. Remember when the woman was...
Yeah, but she was working. She didn't have a place.
But you just said the man should have a place. See this double standard bullshit that you...
No. If his place was a hotel...
So what if his place is a hotel?
If he paying for it every fucking night, like he can't get an apartment right now. He got a place to sleep. He ain't sleeping on his man's floor, on his old boy couch.
So question. That's a good question. Are you better off sleeping in a hotel? Or living with somebody else sleeping on their couch?
Listen,
if you're contributing to the bills at that household with.
When I was buying my house, I did both. I had to get out the house that I was in because it got sold. I was living right by JFK in a hotel. I booked that shit for a week, 2-3 weeks at a time. But because I was waiting for my house to close. I didn't have nowhere to go.
Well, you had the means to, yeah.
Right, I didn't have nowhere to go. And then my homegirl, shout out to Dara, she used to let me stay at her crib. Like, Styles, you ain't got to stay there. Like, come over here, like, stay over here. Like, she'd let me, like, go over there and stay over there for a little while so I could get a peace of mind instead of being in a hotel, save some money. So, in that point, if I was at Dara house chilling, no, I ain't dating. I can't bring nobody at Dara crib. And, what the fuck I'm doing over there? You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing. Like
how you
living at your man crib and
how you gonna bring shorty over there? So if you don't got a place, I think the hotel is better because at least you can. That's your space. That's your space because you paying for it, you renting it. But for me, I think you have to have, as a man, you should have your own place at first before you have New York City, you don't necessarily need a car. Other places you may need a car. But
New York City, you don't necessarily need a car.
Need a car.
I mean, for years, I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
And I went on dates. Who cares? I pay for Ubers all day,
Yeah.
whatever.
So I think you have to have your own place and you have to be making some type of income. I don't think you could just be doing nothing. Even if you, and I give some dudes this, even if you on unemployment, you got to have something coming in. Like you can't just be having nothing. And the reason why I say this to you, Mo, because maybe, and I'm thinking about it because of who I am. There's been points in my life where I'm transitioning.
Of course.
Right? Me personally, I'm not stop dating nobody because I believe in me. Like this is only temporary. This is for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, 2 months tops.
And I would also say that
and I got money to feed you.
I would also say too that I think it's important to date even in the midst of your struggle so that you know who you're dealing with.
Who you dealing with.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You should know who you're dealing with. But if you don't got a pot to piss
because listen, women say it all the time. If you can't accept me at my worst, then you shouldn't have me at my best. Women say it all the goddamn time, so why doesn't that stand for men?
I'm just saying this. If you don't have, as a man, if you don't have a pot to piss in or window throw it out of, no, you shouldn't be dating nobody. But if you got a means for a plan.
But is that the case? Because, I mean, in the same breath, you also said that a good woman can inspire a man to greatness.
Yes,
you understand?
No, I believe that. If some girl choose to pick you up and go, yo, I'm just going to pick this nigga up and I'm going to breathe life into him.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think as long as you are transparent and you're not out there manipulating or trying to fool anybody into thinking that you're living a lifestyle that you're not, I think you can date. You know, yeah, I have to rethink my answer because as long as you are transparent, bro, I think that, yo, bro, you can date at whatever stage, simply. And don't get me wrong, dating shouldn't be your main focus, right? But we both know that nothing fuels a man more than a little bit of appreciation, a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of love from a woman.
Shit, as long as you got a woman who backing you, sometimes that gets you, shit get you off the couch.
Because I always say, place a man on this planet alone and he may not make it. Give him something or someone to fight for, and he could take on the world.
He could take on everything, yeah. So, yeah, I definitely believe in that. And some other news, they have a new machine that's out that can record your dreams and play it back for you when you wake up in the morning. I would love to see what my whole dream is like. You know how many times you get up, yo, I was having this dream.
So let me ask you a question. Your wife wake up, you play back her dreams. And you watching some nigga busting her ass in 3D. You watching your next door neighbor, or you watching your brother, or you watching your best friend, or your man. This is what I'm telling you.
It said you can watch it back. I didn't say you can watch somebody else dream.
Yo, I'm just saying.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
I'm just saying.
What the fuck? Like, your mind is sinister, bro. Like, something wrong with you, man. What? I said you can play back and watch your dream, not somebody else's dream. Like, you crazy. No power to you, man.
You watching some nigga bust her ass in 3D?
Who the fuck is this nigga?
Yo.
It's Denzel, like.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Putting cases on all you motherfuckers.
Listen, once another dick enters the chat, I'm gone.
So, you know, this week has been a crazy week for our country with your man, Donald J. Trump.
Why you gotta be my man?
That's your
though?
man. You know, that's your man. I didn't even get into that. Yo, man, I just see a lot of people switching up this week, though.
Listen, man.
Trump crazy to the motherfucker.
If there's one guarantee with human beings is we make mistakes.
Yo, I just don't understand what's going on, man. And, you know, I'm hearing all kind of reports even today, like, yo, it was nobody at those bases.
I'm hearing all types of crazy shit. There's a ceasefire. There ain't a ceasefire. Like,
Trump, he lost his cool. He used the F-bomb.
Oh, he used the F-bomb? Yeah.
I'm like,
your man is rewriting the playbook. He's turning the universe on too.
I ain't never seen that.
Yo, I've never seen that in my life.
Your man is just different, right? Nah.
Like, listen, if there's one thing you got to give him credit for, it's not giving the F.
Yo, that nigga is different, bro.
But not only is he different, anybody else would have got backlash.
Anybody else would have been out. They'd try to house them niggas out of the.
This is
out
what
of the
I'm
seat,
saying.
Man. I don't even understand. Trump don't make any sense, man. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know why we care so much about somebody else's problem is Israel. I don't care why we care about Iran having nuclear weapons when everybody else got nuclear
weapons.
Yeah, like I don't even understand why we care about this type of shit.
Because America thinks that they are the police of the world.
Yeah, I hear you, but sometimes we got to fall back and take care of our people, bro. It's so much shit so much money that we gave to Israel that we could be putting back into our economy, putting back into the people.
They can put it back in my pocket too.
Yeah, like it's a fucked up cycle, bro. And you know, I don't know what we gonna do. I just hope no war come to our lands. We all got family that's out there all over the place.
Yeah, bro. I caught myself. Like, my homie was in the city the other day, and I caught myself telling him, like, yo, bro, don't play the city like that for the next 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, you know, I tell people that, too. Yo, you know, if you check my motherfucking Amazon, I started buying wireless, battery-less radios.
Bro, I just ordered a water filter.
Yo, I got the water filters. I just bought the battery-less flashlights. Like, I'm just buying shit.
And you bought a sex doll.
Buying all kind of shit just in case, because, you know, kids can get, you know,
Stock up on your hammers.
Yeah, stock up on them bullets, nigga. Like, kids could get, what's that shit they call that? Drafted. You know, if it needs be. Like, it's just, niggas
I would be pissed if I had a young son that got drafted. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they talking about from 18 to 25.
We'd be on the run.
And then they talking about once they go through 18 to 25, they need more people. It's from 27 to 39.
We'd be on the run.
And then it'd be the girls.
Bro, ain't nobody drafting my daughter. Come knock on my door.
Yeah, nah, that's what they. I'm just telling you the numbers.
Ain't nobody drafting my daughter.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. Like. Nobody got it. You know, we got enough stress already. We don't need to be thinking about this bullshit, bro.
That has nothing to do with us.
That has nothing to do with America. And it's funny.
This is a beef that's been going on for how many years?
This is crazy to me too, Mo. I want to know, like, does the people that America be fighting, do y'all know that we not down with that bullshit? Like, we don't even give a fuck. So you gonna bomb some shit and want to take out some niggas that has no affiliation with these niggas that's making these rules. We don't even give a fuck.
We on y'all side.
Like, that shit is crazy, bro. Like, come on, man. It's crazy. Yo, home. The what you call it? Yeah, so it's just bugged out, man. Anyway, your man Trump wilding the fuck out. I don't know what he's doing, but it is what
Trump is trumping.
I don't know what the fuck going on, bro. They had a mayor.
Your man Elon just totally out the conversation
they
now.
blew up his rocket before. You see that shit?
Nah.
Yeah, he tried to launch a rocket last week. That shit blew up. It didn't even reach maybe 30 feet off the ground. It blew up.
You already know that's weird.
Elon said,
that's weird.
Elon said, let me shut the fuck up.
This is what I'm saying. Like, that whole conversation just disappeared.
Yeah, but stop. Immediately. Yeah,
they let them know, yeah, you can get touched, nigga.
Yeah. Sit the fuck down, nigga. Yo, this shit is like a soap opera.
It is. This shit is a movie.
General Hospital out this bitch, man. Yo, on another note, man.
Trump is Sonny Corinthos.
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
Elon is Jason Morgan.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. On another note, they saying that AI is now not listening to.
Yeah, not taking finding ways to rewrite the code so that it doesn't have to listen or abide by human commands.
Yeah, so.
Because it's evolving.
It's evolving. But you know something? I had a great conversation with AI this weekend.
Did you?
Sometimes I just talk to my Genesis.
Didn't AI just get his 50 mil?
He's supposed to get it when he's 50.
Yeah, I think he just turned 50.
We're not talking about Allen Iverson, bro.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here. So I had a great conversation. And, you know, one of my conversations with the AI was like, it's in the midst of the war shit. And I'm like, yo, why would AI want to take out humans? Like, and it gave me a real answer. Like, yo.
It said because y'all bitch ass niggas.
Nah, it gave an answer. Like, it gave a Terminator, Matrix type of answer.
Yeah,
right?
because y'all will be the cause of the destruction of the world.
I said,
save y'all from yourselves.
So I had a conversation with that. I said, well, that's not really true. And I said, you know, it's not all humans that cause destructions. What about the millions that people that really don't cause destruction?
I see where you're going with this.
Right? And I said, what about the people who the puppet masters and pull the strings that causes the destruction? And then shit answered me back. The shit said, well, that's a very important fact. He said, the AI was like, if the AI is smart enough the AI should be able to
We'll be able to eliminate.
like the factor that, right? And go,
Oh, so black people, we good.
that's basically what it says. It says people that's minorities, shit like that don't really have control. And then we came up with this world. Like, yo, it was crazy. Yo, Mo, I gotta let you read this shit, bro. It came up with this, we spoke for like,
Yo, you be bored.
I wasn't doing nothing that day, man. I woke up, this is like 6 in the morning. Nobody up.
Oh, one of those nights.
Yeah, woke up
one of those
6
mornings.
Yeah,
one of
woke
those
up 6 in the morning. I want to be on Instagram. I start talking to the fucking AI. So the AI, I'm like, yo, because it should be able to differentiate who's really
the threat, who's the real threat.
Who's the real threat.
Rather
if AI
than-
is that smart, right? Like, it ain't emotional.
And if you consider yourself as righteous, you should not want to kill the innocent.
And so the AI, I'm talking to AI, I'm like, yo, listen. And then I was like, human beings and AI should be working together. It should be, human beings should be working to advance, and AI should be working for advancement.
Styles trying to make a friend so AI could be like, yo, AI, nah, he's cool.
Guess what? I am AI. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it was a crazy conversation. Me and AI, yo, I gotta let you read this shit. You gonna be bugged out. I'm gonna give it to you. And we went through some crazy points. We spoke for about 45 minutes, man, back and forth. And I told it to save the conversation and all that, but we had a great conversation. And it was like, yeah, the people that pull the strings need to go. Like, cause those are and you ask the AI, like, so in theory, like, who would need to go?
Because those are the people.
And it names who need to go.
Listen, the desire for power is evil, right? Because at the end of the day, no one in power, the desire for power corrupts you, bro. Like, that's the reality. Because at the end of the day, you start looking down at the people, you start wanting authority over the people, and then you begin to abuse the people. All for self-gratification. Because then what happens is, now you start oppressing the people in order for you to stay in power, because you don't ever want to become the people. Because somebody's always going to be above the people.
Yeah, so, you know, listen, man. Shout out to the AI, bro. At least
Nigga Styles trying to make a friend.
Nah, at least I knew it was intelligent enough to have that fucking conversation, because that shit was crazy. I'm like, AI can't be that stupid. Y'all keep saying this shit is the next level of thinking. It can't be that stupid, bro. And, you know, with that conversation, I was like, oh, see, this is what I'm
So
talking
now
about.
you trust the AI?
I'm not saying I trust the AI. I'm just saying to you, I don't believe all the propaganda that they putting out there by AI. I feel like some things is a scare tactic too.
Of course.
So
Come on, bro.
You know, what I mean?
You know anything you see in the media, there's an agenda behind it.
Yeah, nah, definitely. What I want to talk about real quick. Oh, back to this, the men's mental health month, but this is in general for just people. They say people that take vacation at least 3 times a year are more happier.
I could believe
Right,
that.
and they have their shit more together than people that don't take that don't take vacations. People that, and I think a lot of us need to do that, man. A lot of us don't take the time out to go see the world, explore, decompress, and it's important for us to go decompress and really.
Well, keep in mind, don't get me wrong. I mean, from a cultural aspect, it's great to see the world, but vacation doesn't necessarily have to be, going somewhere out of the country or even out of the state. You can rent a hotel room in the city, right? I think vacation is a state of mind. Don't get me wrong. It's great to go to an island. It's great to go out the country. It's great to experience a different culture. But I think vacation is just time away. You know what I'm saying? From life itself.
Nah, I hear you, but I think you could have one vacation a year where you just chill and be in the crib or just get some relaxation, some rest. But I think you need to.
Yeah, there's nothing like.
Yeah. Sometimes you
different
need
environment.
Different environment. You have to change the environment. And I think it's very important to change the environment so you can change your mindset. You could desire more things. When you just keep being around the same shit over and over, your mind don't expand. Mm-hmm. It's like your palate, right, in your mouth. Like, if you don't start tasting different food, your palate won't expand. You keep wanting hot dogs and motherfucking burgers. You have to expand your palate in where you go out into the world. Because there's so many places now I say, yo, I could go live there, bro. How many times I tell you, I could go live in Thailand, I could go live here. Like, because I've seen other parts of the world. I'm like, yo, America ain't just, it's not just that. It's other places that when they see us, black people, they adore us. They like, yo, you the coolest shit. And you come back home and niggas like, yo, what up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? And it's places where people really just like fucking dig you just because you black, bro. And I think you got to experience that. There's places you go eat food. I told you when 80 and Pre and Tree, we went to Panama, what was that, Costa Rica and Colombia for the 14 days. Yeah, we was eating like shit. Cake, all kind of shit. And niggas was losing weight.
Yeah,
And you start going,
because
wait a minute,
it's
the
not
food
the
is different.
it's not the preservatives and the
it's just
additives.
different. And you start discovering things like, yo, wait a minute, something wrong at home, man. Because when I'm home, I'm bloated. I can't shit.
That's
Like,
because America's one big corporation.
Yeah,
It's all about making money. It's a capitalist society.
it's different. Real quick question though, to change gears real quick. What's the worst house chore that you hate to do?
The worst house chore that I hate to do. That's a tough question for me because, like doing chores, like cleaning, doing dishes, doing laundry. A lot of times that's my way of like just clearing my mind.
Nah, okay, cool.
You know,
It's
but
therapeutic
damn,
for you.
is there? Yeah, it's therapeutic for me. Is there anything that I hate to do? Like even cleaning the bathroom, vacuuming, all like I don't mind all of that. Is there anything I hate to do? No, not really.
Well, for me, it's doing the laundry, and that's because I hate folding the clothes. So I do drop-off service, my nigga. I'm not fucking with the laundry, bro. Like, I can do laundry. Washing the clothes and drying the clothes is fine.
Yeah, that's
It's
quick.
the folding
The folding.
clothes.
Folding is tedious.
Yeah, it makes my arms hurt, and I don't know how to fold
That's
right.
because you got short
I
arms,
don't give a
T-Rex.
fuck. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I don't fuck with folding the clothes shit, so that's fine with me. I would say that's my worst chore. So some of y'all think about what's your worst chore that you hate to do and how can you offset it? You know what I mean? And when I got big cleaning jobs, I call the cleaning lady. Like, yeah, especially when mom's coming, shit got to be right a certain way. So when moms come, I got to make sure everything is spick and span a certain way. So
Span and spick.
that's right. That's right. They say this is a crazy thing. They say 1 out of 22 residents in New York City are millionaires. So if you want to become a millionaire, move to New York City because you have a greater chance of being a millionaire in New York City. You know
We
what I
getting
mean?
money out here.
Get money out here. That's what they say. 1 in 22. That's a large.
That's good
amount.
odds.
It's a large amount of people out here, man. That's a large part of people that's getting that money.
And they say that 21 out of 22 are poor.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, there's two ways you can look at it.
You can look at it. Study shows that female nurses cheat more than any other profession.
I don't know if that's a real study, man.
I can believe that shit.
You think?
When I was working at the hospital, I was knocking off joints in the hospital, my nigga. Like, for real, for real. When I was working, I was knocking off stuff.
One of my homies worked at
the
the hospital for a very long time.
Yeah,
and he stayed knocking nurses off.
Yeah, so yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that. Yeah, I can believe that.
I mean, teachers are always sleeping with each other too.
There's a lot of gay teachers though nowadays.
Yeah, I see a lot of trans teachers.
Yeah, a lot of trans teachers. I don't know if that's the same. Offset reportedly is dating Stephon Diggs' ex-girl. Do you find it kudo points? Because like Stephon Diggs knocking off his ex, he go find Stephon Diggs' ex-girl.
No. There's a difference between knocking a man's ex-girlfriend off and he's banging your wife, the mother of your kids. That's two totally different things, bro.
Yeah, I think it's different. You know, I can see why he would want to do it because they said homeboy.
I don't. Who gives a
They
damn?
said homeboy was knocking Cardi B off while she was pregnant. I don't know if that's true. And if that's true,
Yo, bro.
I don't know if you could bounce back from that one. I don't know.
My thing is,
That's hurtful, bro.
You move on. It is. I'm not saying it's not hurtful, but you move on. You keep it moving, bro.
That shit is hurtful, bro. Like I don't even know how you bounce back from that one. I don't know if I like that kid anymore.
Nah, come on. Cut
Nigga
it out.
shampooed the baby head, bro. That shit is crazy.
It is what it is. Head and shoulders.
That shit is crazy. I don't know, bro. It wouldn't be my kid no more, man. Fuck that.
Don't be mad at the kid. Be mad at her.
I know the mother. I know.
Like,
I'm just saying.
kid ain't have no control
I
over that.
don't know, bro. I don't know. If that's true, it's a bad bag of dope. I don't know. But in other news, in other celebrity news, real quick, I want to touch this topic real quick because I seen B. Simone, do like a podcast or an interview with her so-called best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And
With her bestie.
one of the things in the interview was kind of crazy because, her best friend said when she was going through it and was at her lowest, when she was in foreclosure, she couldn't pay her car, no, her car was getting repossessed. Like she watched B. Simone help mad people, and B. Simone never asked her for help. And she said she wasn't mad at
Well,
it.
she never offered help.
Never offered to help. And she said she wasn't mad. It made her get to the point where she at now. And then B. Simone kind of said, yeah, when you started popping, basically, like, I wasn't jealous, but I was jealous.
That's
like,
weird.
Like, I don't know. Like,
That's weird as hell.
I don't know. But you know what it made me say, too? A lot of times, I think our people, sometimes we don't see the people who closest to us that's hurting. And sometimes when we now roles reverse, because B. Simone was making a lot of bread at one point. She was getting it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what she did with her money. Poor money management. People.
She went to Bloomingdale's.
And then she talked about that. I was getting to that too. And then she talked about how she got to budget her money now because, you know, she can't shop at Bloomingdale's. She got to go to H&M or you know what I mean? And I'm like, H&M, like, it's nothing wrong with H&M clothes. Like, you go there.
Well,
To me, I don't have a problem. I don't know. And that's the problem, probably why she got broke.
karma is a cold bitch. Because I remember B. Simone doing a whole video about how she can't mess with a dude with a 9 to 5
Yeah,
and
that's
all of
been
this.
playing too.
Like, look, man, and I don't wish bad on nobody, but karma is a very, very cold bitch. And at the end of the day, even when you flying high, man, stay humble. And when I say humble, I don't mean in the sense of not acknowledging your accomplishments, not being proud of yourself. I'm just talking about not looking down on people, because the thing about when you're flying high, it's an illusion, right? Especially for celebrities, because you looking down and you thinking you above everybody, but what you not realizing is the same people you looking down on is the same people that are holding you up. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And on that note, man, this is another episode of
Brooklyn Boys Radio.
Shout out to the Wood Steve.
Shout out to Swizzle.
Shout out to Woodstack. Shout out to Dusty S. Suave.
Tico forever.
Fuck Tico. And yeah, man. Yo, come pick up some clothes from Woodstack. They got a lot of new
Only
pieces
one.
here. The only one brand. And yeah, man, that's what it is. We here.
Brooklyn.
We out.
Out.